Hey, I'm Guy Powell, and welcome to the next episode of The Backstory on Marketing and AI. If you haven't already done so, please visit prorelevant.com and sign up for all of these episodes and podcasts. I am the author of the recently released book, The Post-COVID Marketing Machine, Prepare Your Team to Win. And you can find out more about this at marketingmachine.prorelevant.com. There's a lot going on in marketing today. 10 years ago, maybe it was the internet and all of the opportunities with digital and personalization and search and all of that stuff. And now the AI has certainly upset the apple cart again. It's really creating some awesome opportunities, but certainly has its challenges. And today we're going to be talking with Adam Nathan of Blaze.ai. So let me tell you a little bit more about Adam. He is the CEO and co-founder of Blaze, and it is the number one marketing AI tool for teams of one. So for smaller teams, it's a great way to accelerate and amplify and multiply all of your efforts. It is the AI tool that helps teams of one create better content in half the time, and all with their unique brand voice. So, Adam, welcome and thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Guy.
Absolutely. So, tell us what is your backstory on AI and marketing? How did you get involved in marketing and now AI?
Yeah, well, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My grandfather started an insurance company. I'm from New York City originally. My brother also has started a business in the tech space, or actually, it's a consumer homeware products company called Caraway. And our parents run a small business together in New York City. They've been working together for 20 years or so. So I kind of grew up around businesses getting started and grown, and I watched my parents really scale their business offline in the physical world during my childhood. But as I grew up and the world started to transition to the internet, to the online world, my parents never really made the leap. They still don't have a website. They don't really use all the emails of their customers to engage with them in a meaningful way. They don't run any ads. They're hardly on social media. And whenever my brother and I would go home to see my parents, we'd always kind of chastise them for not being more online. And we would say, it's so easy to do these things. We do it in our businesses all the time, setting up new landing pages and running new content. But the reality is, for a lot of folks out there who run businesses, it's not easy to figure out how to grow on the internet. And you can see this in the numbers. 70% of small businesses in America still don't have their own website. 97% of small businesses don't rank on SEO. 95% of their ads are unprofitable. And so many businesses still aren't taking advantage of the growth that is possible on the internet, which is where the economy is, really growing these days. And so with AI, I saw the opportunity to help these small businesses, whether it's brick and mortar stores, e-commerce brands, financial advisors, real estate agents, creators, level the playing field against larger competitors. A lot of the customers we serve, we have hundreds of thousands of users on our platform every day, are really, really impressive. They're proud of their products. They wear 10 hats, doing everything from paying bills to serving customers to coming up with new ideas. But marketing, they know, is the one thing they have to do to grow, but they're not professional marketers. By training, they don't have the skills or the time to do great marketing, even though it's essential for their success. And they often don't have the money to hire an agency or the hours in the day to learn all the skills they would need from the internet. And so a tool like Blaze is really here to help these companies build a virtual marketing team. So we do full stack marketing, helping our customers brainstorm ideas, generate on-brand content, edit it with their team, automatically post it, and then analyze it so that they can build these virtual cycles of growth where they're able to get a lot of stuff out there, see how it starts to scale their sales, and then let Blaze grow the business for them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you're so right. As a small business owner myself, being able to help my team of one, I have one person to expand and amplify and multiply her efforts. That makes a lot of sense. So how do you think this kind of resets the playing field between large enterprises, which everybody thinks they have unlimited resources when they don't necessarily, but on the other hand, small businesses have to compete with them. How do you think that what you're talking about resets the playing field for that?
Well, I think this is like going to be a golden age for small businesses. I think AI is going to give small businesses a leg up over large businesses for maybe the first time in the history of capitalism. Large businesses, of course, have many advantages, more resources, bigger teams, more expertise. But large businesses are also held up by themselves. They, especially when it comes to new technologies like AI, they're often reticent to implement them because of security concerns or IP concerns. There's a ton of loops to jump through with legal and all the levels on your team to get approvals. And we see this happening in AI with some of our friends who serve larger enterprises, big companies are still years away, I think, from being able to implement AI effectively. They still haven't decided on what the use cases are. They're still in this kind of experimentation phase. I think AI for large businesses will be a 20 or 30-year transition. It's kind of like the cloud, where we're still talking about large businesses are still transitioning to the cloud, even though that started in the late 90s. Small businesses, though, I think are much more flexible. As you mentioned, they're often teams of one. That's who we specialize in. They don't have the restrictions of a large company. And there's also something like AI isn't a nice to have new product. It's a must have, because as a small business, you're often constrained by the time you have, by your capacity or by your skills. And AI, a tool like Blaze, can really help you have all the expertise, all the knowledge around how to do great marketing and produce great content at your fingertips. And Blaze can generate that content for you in seconds in your own brand voice and style with knowledge about your products and services. And we can do that for you in minutes of using the product. And so it's really this moment where small businesses can catch up, I think, to larger competitors. One last thing I'll note, though, on this is that when I talk to our customers, and I speak to 2 or 3 of them every day, they don't really want to become Amazon or Google or Apple. They don't look at Nike or Starbucks and they're like, oh, that's my goal, or even that those are my competitors. They're often looking first at themselves and saying, am I living up to my own potential? Am I doing everything I want to do as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a founder? And many times they feel constrained because they don't have the time or skills to be able to do all the things they want to do. And AI, a tool like Blaze, can help those businesses first do everything that you've ever wanted to do, because you're able to do all the marketing kind of as you sleep. The tool does it for you, so you can focus on other things that are important to you. So you're able to do marketing well, as then have time for the other things that matter in your business, and then also compete really well with your local competitors. When I speak to our customers, they don't, again, want to be a large company, but they do want to be the number one provider or service or store in their local area. And we've helped customers rank number one on Google in their local markets. We've helped customers go from 0 to 10,000 followers on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok within a matter of months. We've helped customers scale their revenue 5, 10x. And so, of course, that's not getting them to the size of a large enterprise, but it is helping really change their lives and improve the trajectory of their business in a transformative way.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you're right. I mean, it does accelerate so much, especially on the creative side, and it really offers some great, opportunities to be able to do that. So, how do you see? Is there any difference in what you see as agencies and then creators versus brands using AI?
A bit. I mean, Blaze is a horizontal platform, so we serve probably 20, 30, 40 different types of customers, everything from real estate agents to life and financial coaches to agencies to freelancers. And so they're all very similar in that they all are small teams, but they serve very different customer segments, and they operate differently. Agencies is one of our biggest segments at Blaze. And I talked to a customer the other day in Australia who's been able to 10x his revenue because he uses Blaze's brand kits for each client they have. They set up a separate brand kit to analyze each client's voice, visual styles, information. And so they're able to basically generate a month's worth of content in a couple minutes for each client. Before, that process would take them weeks and lots of manual effort. And now Blaze can do it in a fraction of the time, like literally minutes or even less than minutes, seconds in many cases, with a much higher bar for content, for quality. And the agencies can invite each customer into Blaze to see the content, to co-edit it with them, make sure that it's up to their own standards. And so Blaze actually provides kind of a collaborative workflow as well for agencies to better serve clients than what they were using before, with like random files being sent around on emails or links and messages. And so agencies are actually able to scale the amount of clients they're able to work for because they can serve clients better in half or less of the time. And so agencies, it's been amazing to see how agencies have leveraged the product in ways that we didn't imagine when we
Hmm.
built the product. We were designing it, I think, more for small business owners and for entrepreneurs and for creators, people who are running their own businesses. But it's cool to see agencies as well as real estate firms who are using this in the same way. They're providing access to Blaze for all of their agents who are using Blaze to generate listings and ads on the internet for houses. And so each agent is able to basically run their small business, but within the guidelines of the larger firm. And so it's cool to see people being able to scale the amount of content that they do, and of course reduce the amount of time it takes and improve the quality at the same time.
Yeah, I like the idea of the collaborative effort because I was just on a call with a small law firm. I was just helping them out a little bit, and we were talking about getting various materials out and being able to speed that whole process makes a difference. And I think it doesn't matter whether you're a small business or a large business. Being able to speed that and then work collaboratively because they know their brand voice. We certainly have an idea of what it is, but and then they certainly know some of the details, and being able to do that very quickly and efficiently and collaboratively, certainly ends up with a much better product overall for for what they're trying to do and for their clients. One of the challenges though that small businesses have is how do you become aware? So this law firm I was just talking about, they're embarking on building a new product, and obviously everybody, and I'm guilty of this too. Is I want sales tomorrow. I don't want to wait. I'd even prefer having them today. I'm willing to wait 24 hours, but not wait 2, 3, 4 months, and which is unfortunately what you have to do. So how do you see AI helping small businesses build awareness for not only for the firm, but for maybe some new product launches and innovation that they're trying to do?
Yeah, so we have a couple of really cool features in Blaze that can help with just basically generating enough content to raise awareness. We have what we call monthly planning tools for social media sites like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, also for blog posts and newsletters. And what you can use these tools to do in Blaze is to say, hey, I want a month's worth or even 2 months or 3 months worth of content around a specific topic. So you just give us a sentence like, hey, I have a new product I want to launch and I need 60 Instagram posts on this topic, and Blaze
Mm.
will basically generate all the captions that you can then edit, generate visuals next to each of those captions, and then automatically schedule and post them for you on a calendar. And then in Blaze, you can see the analytics for those posts to see which ones did well, which ones didn't, and you can generate even more like the winning posts. And so we have customers who basically set and forget all of their content planning for a quarter, even a year, by using Blaze in just a couple minutes. We also have a tool called Turn Into. So what we see a lot from customers is that it takes a long time to write a white paper or an ebook or record a podcast or make a video, but then it takes even more time to repurpose that content into social media posts, newsletters, websites. So in Blaze, you can take any of those core pieces of content, whether it's a video file, a document, a website, an audio file, and turn it into 200 other types of content. And we can turn it into a multi-channel campaign for you. So you're not just turning one thing into another thing, but one thing into 30 things. And again, all of those can be scheduled and posted for you to any accounts you integrate into Blaze. And so that's a way for Blaze to basically syndicate, replicate, distribute content for you, and eliminate a lot of the annoying busy work that is required today to do those things manually.
Yeah, yeah. But it's funny. You wonder with all of this AI generated content and what that is going to do. I mean, first of all, it's going to increase the amount of content that's out there. I mean, I think content is going to, grow even faster than it had already been growing. And so now you're going to have all this content. Now, a lot of it is going to be AI generated. And AI in some respects is kind of like, the statistical average of what's out there. And so you're going to get all of this average kind of content. How do you make sure that your content, though, is really something that stands above the rest and really stands out against this tsunami of AI generated content that's coming towards us?
Well, I think there's still a really important role for human capability and creativity in the process. And I think this, if you look at other big technologies that have changed access to information, this has played out time and time again. I think a lot about GPS and maps on your phone before. If you remember, we used to live in the days of printing out MapQuest and directions. When Google Maps came around, of course, it's much easier now just to use your phone to get anywhere. And so before maybe there were fewer people in the world who could figure out how to get from A to B. Now anybody theoretically can get from A to B. And so navigation as a good, just like content as a good, is much more widely available. But there are some people who are able to, and I think at the time, in the travel industry, there was worries around like, oh, well, will everyone find all the good restaurants? And like, will everything become commoditized when it comes to location-based services? And I think the reality is that even though everybody has maps on their phone now, some people are really, really good at using Google Maps to find great places to eat when they travel. Some people use it all the time. They're able to kind of become experts on navigation. Other people still have no idea how to get from A to B, even though the technology is available to them. And so, when it comes to AI, I think it's not that AI is going to take your job, but another company that knows how to use AI really well is going to take your customers and steal your market share. And so it comes down, I think, often to, yes, AI will be available to everybody. There will be more content, but some people will know how to use AI to produce better content with better prompts, better editing, better distribution. And there'll be some people that don't even adopt the technology or use it poorly. The last thing I'll say is that despite that, what we've been really invested in Blaze is building editing tools so that you can modify the content. We think AI is really good at getting you a good first draft. And our goal is to get the quality of that content to like 90% plus in terms of your expectations. But we still think that humans can and should be responsible for getting that content to 100%. And so really making it sound like you, making sure that it reflects your goals and your standards is only something you can do. We can't do that. And I think that will remain true even as AI gets better. And so Blaze is built on a real-time document editor like Google Docs, and it has a real-time visual studio like Canva, where you can actually go in and modify the content. And we think that's a really important part of the equation, that it's not just a chatbot where you're going back and forth and we're giving you something and you just have to say yes or no, but it's something that's more collaborative between what technology can generate and what actually feels great to you.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned something about, is AI going to take your job? And your answer was pretty good. I had another answer from another interview I had just done, and that was that very similar to the lines that you're talking about, was that AI is not going to take your job. It's going to be a person who knows how to use AI better than you do will take your job. And some from a marketing perspective, that individual as a marketer now, you have to be 110% committed to AI in order to keep your job. How do you kind of see that?
Yeah, I was trying to say much the same thing. I think that's I think companies that win in the future will be the ones that are aggressive about learning the new technology now and that are open to it. And our goal at Blaze is to make AI easy and simple and fast and fun. We don't think it should. A lot of AI tools feel like they're technical tools designed by technical people for other technical people. And at Blaze, we spend a lot of time working with our customers to make sure that the product feels like things that you know how to already use. And so that's the product feels like Google Docs rather than like a chatbot. Chatbots are weird. A document editor is familiar to most people. Things like Canva or a Visual Studio where you can drag and drop shapes and colors and fonts feel familiar. That's a tool. Those are tools we're all used to using. And so we try to incorporate AI into familiar interfaces in Blaze so that it doesn't feel like you have to learn a whole new way of doing things, but instead you can just do the things the way you've always done them, but now with much better outcomes.
Yeah, yeah. Now you talk about distributed teams. If you have more than one marketer, or you have the marketer and then the internal client and then the agency and what have you. So how do you see that AI is going to help that move better, faster, cheaper, or what have you?
Yeah, well, I think we already live in a distributed world, as you're saying. Most businesses have customers that aren't in the same place they are. I think there's brick and mortar stores are the exception, probably, but I'd say 80% of our customers are serving their customers in places that aren't where they are. So they are advertising across the world. They're doing customer service across time zones. They're engaging with customers asynchronously on social media sites or on communities. And so the fact that Blaze is so deeply embedded into the internet and can, not just create content for you, but post it for you and analyze it for you, can help manage relationships with customers at scale. It's really hard to, try and engage and serve your customers 24/7. No one's awake all the time. Everyone needs sleep and rest. But the great thing about a tool like Blaze is it can basically multiply you and generate responses, create content, respond to customer emails as you would. We have a cool feature called Brand Voice where we're able to basically read your website and your internal documents to understand how the syntax and the tone in which you respond to things. We can learn about your products and services inside, documents you have written about them. And so we can actually kind of ingest all the knowledge that you've already written down and create content that's as good as you would write yourself. And so I think that helps to whether you're serving clients as an agency or you're trying to talk to customers as an e-commerce brand. AI can basically multiply you across time and space, so you can actually better serve your customers than you can today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I think even for larger companies that I've talked to, getting that brand voice and the brand look and feel and everything down is not an easy task, and getting it to be consistent, across a larger team, is always a challenge. And so I could see, where AI can certainly help you to do that, because it's using then one common base to build out, whatever that content is, and that can really be a big help to marketers.
Yeah.
So how do you see AI though helping, throughout the customer journey? Because you go from awareness down to preference down to purchase and then hopefully repurchase. How do you see AI working through each of those steps in the journey?
Yeah, so within Blaze, we see a lot of customers starting to just build more awareness through social media content, as well as blog posts for SEO. And those are most popular two types of content we generate because a lot of companies just struggle, first and foremost, to generate awareness consistently as small brands. Blaze also generates website content and copy along with email copy for newsletters, lifecycle emails, promotional emails, and that helps at the conversion stage. And then Blaze also generates things like help documents, customer service replies, responses to customers and communities, kind of at the reactivation and engagement stage, the retention stage in the marketing funnel. So, Blaze supports the full life cycle of marketing and growth, and we do see customers. Yeah, I'd say most of our customers are focused on awareness, and then of course conversion and then retention. And I think that just reflects the overall need to try and break through on the internet and have and connect with people in your local market or service area who need your product. And a lot of our customers, I think, are struggling just to build that kind of awareness on the internet where people are searching on Google for who's the best local plumber, or
Mm.
they're scrolling on Instagram and they might already like fashion brands, but they're not seeing your products. That's where Blaze can, I think, really help customers, and then of course continue to serve those customers as they move down the funnel.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I think that's a critical component, and also it's something that, as a small business or a small business owner, and not necessarily coming with a background in marketing or a lot of experience in marketing, I think that's where AI can really help to make them realize that the customer does have to go, they have to become aware certainly, and then they have to want to seek out your product, and then hopefully when they're seeking out your product they want to look at you as hopefully a high value provider, so you can get a better price, and then hopefully convert that into real revenue. um
Yeah.
Before we go, I do have one question though for you. And that is, what advice would you give a new up and coming marketer coming right out of school, is now in the AI world?
This is maybe trite, but I'd say, lean into AI and get out there and experiment with different tools, play with the technologies, become an early adopter. see there's lots of great demos, of course, that you can see on social media, but those don't reflect reality. It's actually really hard to build high quality AI products that provide consistently
Hmm.
good content. I think at Blaze, that's our focus, but a lot of our competitors actually, I think, do a bad job, which is why they, suffer from low retention or have trouble with growth. Of course, there's great tools out there like Blaze and many others that are really helping to change the game for marketers. So it just takes some experimentation to try a bunch of things, see what you like, see what feels easy and good. But I think that can give marketers a leg up. You know, despite, of course, AI automating a lot of work and speeding things up, to your point on awareness, great marketing does require consistency and repeatability, and you have to be constantly getting out there with your message to your customers. And we see this in a meta way at Blaze because we have to spend a lot of time talking about Blaze to reach as many people as we can in the world. And I think a lot of marketers think it's just about one great piece of content, but in reality, it's about putting one foot in front of the other every day and repeating a great message that's compelling to your customers over and over again.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd want to mention before we break off?
Well, yeah, if you're for anyone out there who's interested in trying the product, it's all available at Blaze.ai. And we have a ton of free resources for entrepreneurs, founders, creators, marketers, solopreneurs. We have a community and a lot of like thousands and thousands of videos on how to use AI to help grow your business, and all that's available for free. So yeah, check it all out at Blaze.ai.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. So that's Blaze.ai. So thank you, Adam. That was wonderful. Really interesting to hear your perspectives, especially on how to support small business, because I think the enterprises, they certainly have and can hire, really super marketers and get the wealth of experience that comes across that. And if you're able to bring the same capabilities to a small business where you have a smaller team, where you can, accelerate and amplify and improve all of their content. That should make a big difference. So, Adam, thank you so much again. It's Blaze.ai, and for the audience, please stay tuned for many other videos in this series on the backstory of marketing and AI. And if you'd like to, please go to marketingmachine.prorelevant.com and download the first chapter of that book. And also, if you're interested, sign up for our newsletter. I've got a new book that I'm in the process of writing, which is going to be on marketing and AI and how to build that into your marketing machine. Adam, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Guy.